Don't stress her out about anything that actually matters in life, and she'll be happy. That's pretty much what's going on there.
I hate that so much. Yeah, that's it. No, if I had a buzzer, like, no, we don't like that. Ew. Why do men take things and corrupt them? You know what I mean? Like, because like, why do they do that? That's literally just like so upsetting.
You're like a 10-year-old.
No, that doesn't make any sense. Because, you know...
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Intellectual Podcast, where we're putting just a little dash of nuance to the polarizing conversations on the internet. I'm Jem.
And I'm Renee.
And we're your hosts. I really emphasize that.
Yeah, we're your hosts.
We're your hosts.
Because we really are. We are hosting here.
We're still a little exhausted.
Yeah.
We're still a little tired, but it's going to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like today's episode because it's not intense. It's not crazy. It's not jarring.
Right.
It's not intense. And lately, we've been having this back and forth of this beautiful situation of where we have a really intense episode and then a nice chill episode. It's better for my mental health.
Yes.
Better for
my mental health as well.
We're doing
this
good.
isn't our sole job for either of us as well.
Exactly. So we're thinking about sustainability.
Exactly.
And
longevity here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I really like the format, but we're going to be talking about
internet dating theories.
Internet dating rules, the things that people say to do to make your relationship better, to have more success in the dating space.
Right.
You know how it is. And I just have to say that the more I exist online, the more I like research these ideas.
Totally.
The more I realize that women have no idea what men actually want and like what attracts them and like what keeps them in a relationship. And that goes like vice versa, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, we don't know. We don't know. Everything that people are saying on the internet, they're like
ways to get a guy,
ways to get a guy,
like ways to attract someone.
Yeah, ways to like get the girl, how to woo her, all that stuff.
Yeah.
No one knows what they're actually talking about, or they're speaking to a specific audience. Like they're speaking to what women would want to hear, or they're speaking to what men would want to hear.
Yeah.
And not necessarily what would work.
What like the person that they're trying to attract would actually want.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's kind of funny. I always say to the girls that are asking for like dating advice, if they're like talking to their friends, I'm like, women low-key give the worst dating advice to other women. Why? Because most women are straight and they're not trying to acquire other women. They're trying to acquire men. So like, don't necessarily listen to what your girlfriends are telling you. And for dudes, it's the same thing. Like, bro, maybe you shouldn't listen to other dudes about how to get a girl. Yeah. Because low key, a lot of them don't know what they're talking about. A lot of them don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I think it's like always, because I think like people give advice in those scenarios, like your girlfriends, your guy friends, like they're always giving advice in like good faith, of course. But you're saying it does come from a perspective of like, especially obviously like you're asking your friends who are also into dudes, like it's coming from a perspective of like, where they may or may not like actually understand like what, like you're saying, what guys like actually want.
And dudes that are always around other dudes don't know what girls want. So
yeah.
I always say, get your relationship advice from the people that you're trying to get.
Yeah. And it helps to, I guess, form like a more well-rounded like perspective as well, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
But that being said, we have a list of some of the most popular things that people are talking about on the internet right now.
Some things I literally was like, this is a thing that people like have been talking about on the internet. I had no idea with some of these, especially for like the girl side. I was like, that's a thing? I had no idea. So it's really funny. And we're also going to rank them as well from 1 to 10, which I find very fun. We're going to pick these apart.
We're going to rate them.
From
sorry. 1 to 10, yes.
The words
not to be
so
confused with ranking.
Yeah, they are different. Yeah. I thought so before we started recording this episode.
They are not the same.
They are not the same.
We're going to like chat about them and like rate them out of 10 to see.
Pick them apart.
Like,
Rip them down to their core.
Yeah, wow. Yes, 100%. And see
No.
whether or not they're worth following. 10 being like, I would do that. 1 being like, don't do that. No one should be doing that. Why is it
This
on the
really doesn't
internet?
matter at all.
100%.
Yeah.
So, you have anything?
No, I'm kind of just excited to get into
again,
it.
hop right into
Yeah.
it. Hop right into it. Hop, jump, skip.
Hop, jump into skippity skip. Love
Right
that.
into that one. So you want to
Start off with,
Wanna
are we
go?
going to just interchange like
might as well.
the
I think that's a
girls,
good way to
the
do
guys?
It. I think ladies first as
Yeah.
usual.
I think we should also say we did like 5 from like the girls' perspective, 5 of the guys' perspective.
And it's really hard to find what men should be doing.
Or like the
as
theories
far
that
as, like,
men have
Yeah,
out.
because and something that I realized that is a common trend between like male dating advice on the internet. It's very like how to control the chase. It's very value increasing, like how to make yourself seem more valuable to the opposite sex. Versus women, it's more like how to confirm that a situation that you want to happen will happen. How to guarantee a situation that you want to happen is going to happen. I find
Right.
that very interesting because, again, who are we trying to get? What are we trying to get?
Right. We come up with these the arbitrary rules that
Right.
really actually don't do much, but they're fun.
They're
They're
fun.
something.
They're fun.
They're
I'll call them
fun.
Why
Yeah,
not?
why not? Okay, starting off with the first one is the red nail theory, which ironically I currently have red nails.
Red nails,
and
red
red
lipstick.
lips
Let's
right now
go.
today. So that was
That's
actually
dope.
completely unplanned. I promise I'm not a mastermind.
It was subconscious.
Yeah, definitely. It's like 2 weeks ago got these and just knew that I was going to be talking about the red
those are
nail
your birthday
theory.
nails, right?
Yeah, literally my birthday
there you
nails.
go.
But the red nail theory, I was scrolling on TikTok, and honestly, all of these I was scrolling on TikTok and found these. But it was coined by the TikToker and just a general like influencer gal, Girl Boss Town, who's like that PR marketing girl who does all those things for those celebrities. Very cool girl. But essentially, this theory is that you are like guys are more attracted to girls who have red nails. And so if you have red nails, like you're more likely to like basically get a guy, essentially. He's more likely to be more attracted to you, like ways in which you can make yourself be more attractive to a guy. And that being one of the things that keeps them like
Red nail polish.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
be a complete mess.
right. But if you got them
have
red nails,
nails,
and apparently
There
all
you
these
go.
girls were talking about how it was working for them. Like I was like watching like the videos, and even I noticed for myself, but this is the thing though, for me, I've been getting comments from everyone about my nails. Like since I've had like, this is probably the color that I've gotten the most compliments
they're
on.
also like really nice nails.
Yeah, they're
Like,
they're definitely for the camera. they are definitely a statement.
right.
So I've been getting a lot of compliments from guys and girls on my nails, to be honest. Older women though, specifically, and just like really guys of any age, essentially. But there was one person who said that they thought maybe the reason why red nails is like the attraction is there is because it's sort of nostalgic to like the 90s. And like, at least for me, like my mom always had always had red nails, like always. And I wonder if it was like a trend I'm not sure, but this girl was like kind of theorizing, like saying like it was a trend when in our mom's generation, essentially. So there's some sort of like attribution to, I don't know, some
Red nail
Oedipal like
definitely like to like the Betty Boop.
Yeah.
What's Marilyn Monroe vibe? Right?
men do just like red also. So
Red sports cars, red that, and there's like the psychological association to the color red too.
Right,
It
right.
makes you perceive. It makes you seem more attractive. It also stimulates desire and hunger.
Right,
So,
right. Like if you have like a red lip, like people are naturally going to be just constantly drawn
like,
to
it
your
pops.
lip.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So
I wonder if there's like an element for blood in that too, for some like an
Oh.
evolutionary association.
that is interesting. I don't know.
Because usually bright things are dangerous.
Yeah.
And if like you're bleeding, then it's like it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, what rating? Sorry, I'm gonna be doing this all episode. What rating would you give it from 1 to 10?
You know, that's
Its
a good one
usefulness.
to start with because it does have a little bit of like, it has a little support in like the sciences and stuff like that. It kind of, it's not like horrible.
Yeah.
It's not toxic in any way. I would like, again, perfectly neutral, like 5 to 6.
I was literally going to say the same thing. I would give it like a 5 or a 6 because while I agree, like it may like increase like a guy's attraction to you. It's not going to like guarantee that this man is going to be your
like, he's
boyfriend.
not going to fall for you because you have red nails.
Right.
But like, if red nails look good on you and it makes you feel a little more confident, that's
definitely going to like show for sure.
100%. That's just points for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. All right.
Would she do it? Yeah, she's currently.
I'm doubling up.
Yeah,
I'm
red lips,
literally
red nails
for no reason. Just because I wore all black today and it just felt like a moment. So
pop a color.
Exactly.
It is what it is. All right, my turn, I guess.
Yes.
What are we doing? You know what? I'm just gonna start simple. The theory. Nice guys finish last.
Explain.
It just has to do with like simping. I mean, you know, nice guys finish last. So like, don't be nice. Don't like simp super hard. Don't be all overly eager. Don't put her on a pedestal. You know,
like the angle that a guy should take when approaching a girl that he's interested in.
Yeah, it's basically don't simp.
Got you.
Nice guys finish last is the classic version of don't simp in today's language. You know,
the modern like take don't simp.
Don't simp. And you know, there's a lot to be said about weak men.
Yes.
Our culture is cultivating a lot of weak men that are pining after women for whatever reason, and I don't think that's a useful way to exist.
Yeah, I mean, I think that probably on both ends though of that like spectrum, you can, because I think this is one of those where it's guys giving guys advice sort of scenario where it's like you say to your bros, don't simp after her, bro, like you have to make her like work for it, like that type of thing. And then when it actually comes down to like, I think there's like boundaries that you need to have as just like any human,
just generally,
as like a, you know, like self-assured human person that you need to have for sure. But I think this is one of those where it's like that angle for a girl who you like maybe are actually interested in is not necessarily going to work.
It's usually because you're that interested in that it's not going to work. Isn't that so funny? The idea that like the more you like someone, the harder you try to like win them over, that they're not going to.
Yeah, it's also going to come across like, I don't know, like weird, or like if you're, I don't know, if you're acting disinterested. So as you can tell, you can probably guess what I'm going to rate this. But like if you act like disinterested or like not like like I'm not a nice guy, like I'm blah blah blah, like that's like the kind of the opposite of what girls want. Like truthfully. And
most women will appreciate like genuine interest if you're genuinely interested in them.
100%.
If you want to get a girl to like you, being mean to them is probably not the best.
We're not on the playground anymore. It's not second grade. Let's grow up.
You throw rocks at the girls you like, bro? Like, how old are you? How old are you? That's crazy. That's crazy. But there is if I were like to hope that people that are trying to like use that as advice or what they're actually trying to say is don't think a person's too good for you.
Don't put them on a pedestal.
Don't put them on a pedestal. Like I feel that. I understand that because at the end of the day, even like the most supermodel of supermodels is a human being that wants like love and affection.
Totally.
So worshiping the ground they walk on is unnecessary.
Right. But also worship the ground she walks on. But at a certain point, don't do it.
Right. And that's the next thing. Like, don't lead with that.
Right.
Even if you're completely smitten by that, don't lead with you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, because she probably doesn't feel that way about herself and she wants someone that's on her equal, right? So if you make her a goddess in your eyes, then you're going to be a peasant to her.
Yeah.
So treat her like a human being. Be interested, be casual, be cool. Don't obsess over this person because most people aren't worth obsessing over.
Well, it's just like not natural to be like like the love at first sight kind of
Yeah,
like
I don't-
deal. Like
I don't
it's
agree
just
with that.
it's just not natural to be so like if you were just so obsessed with someone so quickly and so into them so quickly, and then you're conveying that, it can be off-putting. So it's like we've only been seeing each other for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Why are we?
Why do you
why
want
is
to
it
marry
this?
me?
Exactly.
Weirdo.
Exactly.
It reads insecure.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
What do you rate it?
depending on how you want to interpret it,
I'm gonna go off of like the true statement of nice guys finish last. I'm giving it a 1. I hate it.
Yeah. I will say that it's a little more neutral because like it can go both ways. It can go both ways. If you interpret it the way that you
Yeah.
are like be mean to her so she doesn't hate you.
Yeah.
1, obviously. But if you like take it with like I shouldn't be worshiping this woman type of vibe, then I'll give it like again a 5.
Okay.
5
For sure.
and a half.
5.5.
5 to 5.5. Like within that range.
Gotcha.
It's neutral. It's neutral.
Yeah.
No real damage being done.
I don't know. I feel like there is a lot of damage with the nice guys finish last, like that, like whole like perspective. But I respect your opinion, sort of.
But like how much damage? You know, like how much damage is actually being done?
I don't know. We had a whole episode talking about the bad boys, so and red pill. I don't know. It's snowballs. That's all I'm saying. It's snowballs.
And men are so notorious for their snowballing.
They really
too, so if it's extreme, it goes crazy really quickly. So maybe you're onto something, but I'm gonna still keep it at a 5. I'm gonna still keep it at a 5.
All
That's
right.
not doing too
He's
much.
standing
Am
true.
I a nice guy? Do I believe the nice guy finished? Nah. See, I don't know. It's a weird thing for me.
Okay, for sure.
But anyways,
All right,
Moving
next
right
up. Yeah. All right, mine. So this one I actually was really confused by, and like
Okay.
it really didn't I didn't know it was a thing at all, but apparently people have been talking about this for years. The Halloween theory.
the
which
Halloween theory.
Halloween has just passed, and
Right.
it was all over like TikTok where girls were talking about how essentially you are likely to meet your boyfriend or your future boyfriend, or like run into a guy and then it becomes like a relationship during Halloween. But the thing that was funny to me that made me giggle just a little bit was that these girls were saying, yeah, it happened to me like 3 Halloweens in a row. And I'm like, so what you're telling me
Like that it
is
doesn't
that
work.
it's not lasting. It's like a
Right.
months long relationship that ends, or honestly, low key with the way some of these girls were talking about it, they were kind of situationship sounding. So it's one of those where I was just like, I was trying to find like where the basis of it came from, but I think it really just comes from like girls talking and being like, oh my God, yeah, I met like my ex like on Halloween and like she's like, oh, another girl, oh my God, this guy that I had a whole thing with for X amount of time
Like
also met.
October.
And it kind of like basically like the month of October, kind of meeting dudes you end up falling for and having like some sort of relationship or situation
I
with.
have a counter theory to
Okay.
that theory.
Ooh, let's hear
And
it.
the Halloween theory, people getting into relationships after Halloween, is probably a byproduct of a mixture between Halloween being like the one time post summer that you're going out and meeting people, and cuffing season.
Like the holidays. It's kind of a side effect of the cuffing season.
And if it happened 3 times, then they're probably breaking up by summer.
Right.
Hot girl summer.
And so the cycle begins.
Yeah, I think it's more that
That makes
than like
sense
you're
to
gonna
me.
meet the love of your life
Right.
after Halloween, because
Yeah.
nothing about Halloween
Right.
and this time period speaks to that. Like, what is it about demons, ghouls,
Literally.
goblins, and ghosts, spooky
Right.
shit that's like, yeah,
I'm
the love
going
of
to
my
meet-
man's is over here for sure.
Right.
What?
I don't even know. And just even like the nature of like Halloween, right? It's like you get dressed up super cute in your really cute costume
Right.
and you go out, you have a fun night.
You're not
fun
being
nights.
yourself.
Like-
you're dressing. You're like a character
You're-
arising yourself.
Yeah, and it's just like it gives it almost gives hookup culture Halloween. It doesn't necessarily give like stable relationship.
Right. When we just
Like-
talked about situationships.
Right.
So
Yeah. So it was
Halloween theory, how to get into a situationship.
no, literally 101. So yeah, that was I had yet, at least when I was scrolling on TikTok, I had yet to see one of the stories be a girl like saying like she's gotten to a
Look at
long
my
lasting
husband.
right.
I met him after
Look at
Halloween.
this ring.
Right,
You know what I
no.
mean? Like there was none of that.
You're gonna meet Chad at the bar who's probably dressed as like the
no,
Rock.
literally, or like a baby. I saw way too many men dressed as babies this Halloween.
I don't like that for you. I don't like that
And
for anyone.
I was
weak
deeply
men,
disturbed.
like I said. Weak men, like I said.
Something about it was just unsettling.
Well, yeah, overgrown babies.
Yeah.
I feel like as a woman,
Especially, seeing a man dressed as a baby.
I don't think you would
The
find
implications,
it attractive.
no.
Man child. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
You really want to
Triggered? Are
create
you
that
okay?
association in my brain, like for sure.
It works for some people.
For some people,
Some
for
people
sure.
have fucking whatever. It's fine.
So, what would you rate Halloween?
I give it like a 2.
I am going to give it like a 0. Like
Whoa.
I'm a harsh rater.
Wow, yeah, man. Good.
It literally makes 0 sense. Like there's no
there's no
there's no
correlation.
basis for it. There's no grounds for the theory to like actually work. I think it's just like girls like
Saying
you're
dumb
literally
shit.
like Halloween, you're literally going out to house parties, to like
Mm-hmm.
bars and clubs where people are open to socializing, interacting with other people. So of course you're going to like, it's everyone goes out during Halloween.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course you're going to
Even
meet a dude.
I went out this weekend.
Right. I know.
So
So it's like, of course you're going to meet someone who's like, you like hook up with and form feelings for. Like, I don't know. It just,
fair enough.
whatever.
No, I feel it for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Your turn.
this is a funny one. I'll go with this one.
Uh-huh.
I was hearing people talk about that you should treat your girlfriend as a 10-year-old.
Ew.
If you want your girl to be happy, treat her like a 10-year-old.
I
The
really
10-year-old theory.
I'd rather not hear the explanation for this, but yet here we are. Let's go. That is so
The
weird.
explanation is completely misogynistic.
See, and that makes sense.
Yeah. Treat her like
makes
a
sense.
10-year-old. The idea being that women feel happier and feel better if they're not dealing with like actual life issues and events and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so instead of like treating her like an adult and like interacting with her like a human being,
Mm-hmm.
then all her moods, like let her just exist the way that she wants to exist, and you're not affected by her whims and her moods and her whatever. And you just like kind of like, oh, like that's so cute. Like, how was your day? Like, don't stress her out about anything that actually matters in life, and she'll be happy. That's pretty much what's going on there.
I hate that so much. Yeah, that's it. No, if I had a buzzer, like, no, we don't like that. Ew. Why do men take things and corrupt them? You know what I mean? Like, because like, why do they do that? That's literally just like so upsetting.
Treat her like a 10-year-old.
No, that doesn't make any sense. Because I don't want to say to play devil's advocate, but that's like essentially where I'm going. Like in all that disgustingness,
Sure.
I can see, in that, like, say like in a marriage where you may not like, okay, and this is like if you are existing like in a truly like traditional dynamic with your partner, and both are willingly enjoying that and wanting to participate in that, your husband like goes to work and takes care of like the bills and like the money stuff and all that sort of thing, to not necessarily stress you out about like, I don't know, not me not knowing what the financial, like any financial stress, because I've just been protected.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. I have not. I've been on my own since I was 18. Actually, yeah, I'm fully on my own. But like any like financial like stress or whatever, to not necessarily, unless it's like a really big thing, like, babe, we have to foreclose our home. Not necessarily like burdening your partner with it. But then as I'm saying this, I don't like the implication of withholding information from your partner. because it should be a situation where you guys both may play your roles to your strengths, right? And say a traditional dynamic is playing to both of your strengths, but you guys should both be privy to like what's going on to make to make that go. And obviously like this treat her like a 10-year-old it's not a partnership, right? Like it's like I am, you know, I don't know, I want to say dictator because I hate it so much. I'm the dictator, I control things, and you just sit there and look pretty. That's not a partnership. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's control, like trying to control another person. So yeah, that's just icky. I hate that. It was funny because in that same conversation though, there was like a Russian lady talking about how her husband treated her like that and how happy it made her, like in retrospect. So like, he really did kind of treat me like that. And I was happy. Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I guess like
maybe it just sounds worse than like how it is in practice.
I don't think you need to treat someone like a 10-year-old to like, I think there's maybe a difference between like having your like I said, like the role that you play in this like relationship, what's expected of you in this relationship, being able to perform those duties at a place where you are reliable and stable in that versus just, I don't know, like, and I can see, I'm trying, why am I trying to make sense of this? Why am I trying to make sense of this? So because for some reason I understand what that Russian lady's saying. I'm just like trying to pinpoint exactly what that feeling is and like also reconcile with like, why is that different? What this Russian lady is saying to like
the rule
itself. And obviously it's because the man is saying that he's treating this woman like a child who's like, just like a pretty little thing, versus like it's air in her brain. Right. And it's not that at all, right? Like you don't treat me like a child. Are you kidding me?
So what is it? How do we treat you?
That's what I'm saying.
Identify it.
Well, I think there's something to the like being a like stable and like reliable partner, and so not necessarily having to like being able to relinquish that control because I can trust you with my life. I can trust you with my finances, that we are going to be okay as a family, that you're going to support us versus like that, those things being withheld from me versus me so like relinquishing that control
versus supporting.
Yeah. Something in there. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'll tell you this because I need a partner in crime. I'm not. If I wanted kids, I would have them. I'm not a big fan of children, so I definitely don't want a whole ass, giant ass, big ass baby over here that wants to be treated like a child. Yeah, that shit's just crazy to me. So
no, totally.
I think I treat women actual human beings, and you know, there is something to be said about how much they hate that.
What?
I hold them accountable for all these things, and they're stressed out all the time. So I don't know. Maybe they're onto something.
Oh my god.
Maybe they're onto something.
I don't know. I don't know if that's just.
Maybe I shouldn't stress women out as much as I do. Maybe I should treat them gentler.
I don't think I like that. I also don't know why you have that line of thought.
I'm just existing with the theories, bro. Oh. This is not a reflection of how I think, and you know this. Why are you coming for me right now?
I don't know. You're considering it currently on live.
I have to. That's what we're doing here.
I'm like, explain yourself.
Nothing to explain.
Maybe we should.
I ready to.
Like, I guess we can treat everyone with a little bit more care, sure.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't want a child. Yeah, I want a human that can deal with the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, for that reason, you're out. No,
you're done. You're out. Yeah, I would rate that one
like -50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be so low.
She hates that. I'll be reasonable and rate it a 1 because the scale is from 1 to 10.
Oh, sorry.
So,
okay, fine.
1 for me.
Yeah, Whole Weekend 0. This one, 10-year-old theory is a fucking -5,000.
Right. Right. Well, please regale us with your next internet theory, please. We just move right along. It's fine.
So the next one I have is the guy you meet at 19 theory, and that basically being that if or when you at 19 meet a guy and fall in love with him.
Oh, cute.
To run as fast as you can. You can't catch me on the gingerbread man.
Yeehaw, motherfucker, that's crazy.
The theory being that those men that you, or boys, guys, they're in that middle range. The guys that you are meeting at 19 and like falling for, you're going to fall for someone who's like, it's going to end up being like a toxic relationship, a toxic situation. And to run as fast as you can because you'll be traumatized from it. And like,
so don't date when you're 19 is what you're saying?
I guess so. Well, so the thing that these people were saying was, I think
what's the rule? What did you say the rule was?
The guy you meet at 19.
The guy you meet at 19.
So I think like the 19 is like a general, like for the most people at like 18, 19 go to their first year of college. So that being, or just like their 18, 19 being the first time that you're like, okay, I'm an adult. I'm like getting an adult job, going off to college, you know, whatever that looks like for you. And in kind of in a more like adult way, you feel more grown interacting with dating. So it is kind of associated with like the first like real romantic interaction that you have in your life.
Right.
And kind of like in your first year like of school or whatever. And that in that you tend to like over romanticize and like, you know, just you believe he's the one. You're kind of like in this naive way of thinking in terms of like, you know, how you see like dating relationships. It's going to be like it's your first romantic interaction. So, yeah, I think there is probably some truth to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the person that you meet in your early 20s / late teenage years is probably not your soulmate.
Yeah.
And
most likely not going to be the one.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And I think that rule is trying to kind of prepare people in a way. You know, it's like, don't put all your eggs in this basket because it's probably not going to work out. Treat it for what it is, a first adult dating experience that you can grow from and learn some. And, you know, there's a lot of people that meet these people at 20, 21 and they're like still dating right now. So
yeah,
it's not like rule it out completely, but
totally
don't like jump head first.
Yeah.
You know, I like that.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I would 100% give that like a 9.
Yeah. I think, I would give that probably about like an 8 or 9 as well. Cause there's definitely something to it. I think like, I guess like the added part of it, like, is that like, it's going to be like the super toxic like situation. Like, cause usually the guy you meet is going to be horrible. Yeah. And I'm sure in some situations that is the case where you meet a guy and he's like really horrible or really mean.
That's what happened to you at 19.
Oh yeah. You know, okay, because we were talking about this to the audience or to the listeners beforehand, because I experienced in one the Hollow Weekend and guy meet at 19 theory at the same time with my first college boyfriend. Because I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering the timeline correctly, we like things, I don't know if we met in October or things like escalated like I literally cannot remember, honestly. It's not that long ago, but it was 7 years ago, actually. Yeah, for me. I've been out of college for 3 years. So first year of college was 7 years ago.
Crap.
It's the length of our friendship.
Yeah, okay. I'm not stressed about that, but like
7 years ago was
damn.
Yeah, it's a while.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
7's still a long time.
Still.
We've known each other for 7 years. That's still a long time.
Right.
I'm not being shook by that.
This is true. This
Jesus
is very
Christ.
true. No, you can. I give you permission.
Thank you. I needed that. Your permission. Specifically. Thank you. Thank you.
But I'm pretty sure around October was when like things started escalating with us. So it's funny that, and I was my first year of college. So very funny. So yeah, it did happen to me where it was actually kind of a horrible relationship.
Damn.
But I do wonder if there's something in there of like that both parties being naive in their own ways to what a relationship
was
is.
He really cruel?
I think, you know, and this is something that I've always said, at least for my situation, and what I wonder for other people is I think a lot of it was, I mean, at least like for me, like he was cheating on me the whole time. So it's pretty fucked up.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
I guess that answers that question.
That is pretty like horrible, but like to a different degree, and not to, like it doesn't like excuse the behavior. He's old enough to know cheating is bad. Don't do that.
Oh my God.
But like
it's so left field for me right now.
You didn't know that?
Or maybe I just have forgotten.
Yeah, I think you forgot.
Oh man.
But to that, like, and like I said, not to excuse the behavior at all, but it just being like one of those things. There's a lot of the ways that he behaved that at that time, like it really could have been like that. We were both really young and really trying to like be in this serious relationship when we didn't really like, we were fumbling around, didn't really know what we were doing. And kind of, at least for me, and I kind of make this assumption on his end, and I don't really know where he's at currently. Maybe he hasn't healed, but kind of like beginning of like this healing journey. Like you really like getting into your first relationship, it really exposes a lot of like bad stuff about you.
Does.
You know,
It
so
does. And to that, I think there is something to be said about how serious people like in high school and early college like want to take relationships. Not to say that they need to be casual and undefined.
right.
Undefined.
Yeah.
But there is like this heaviness that they come into relationships with that I don't think is really necessary for relationships at that point. Like 25, 30, like, yeah, I get that. Like, that's when you like are really like taking it really serious. Like, I need to fix all this stuff. I need to do all this thing. Like, I want you to be having more fun. Like, as like a 19, 18-year-old, like, please have more fun.
Please just have more fun in your relationships. It's true, but it's like also at the same time, like, you know, we have that hindsight to say that. In the moment, I wonder, like, that's kind of also how you learn how to be in a relationship.
I mean, I was
like you kind of have to like fumble through it the first time, maybe first couple times before you kind of figure out how to date, essentially. Like, it's very, like, I remember like I'm like, okay, well, getting into that relationship and feeling like, what do I do?
Like the only context you have is like a hyper serious relationship.
Like movies, shows, my parents' horrible relationship and marriage. That's not horrible, but
too late.
Like,
you already said what you said.
I know. I'm like, damn, wait, is my mom listening to this?
Well, that's like the first thing that popped in my mind. Like, they could be.
It was not great from my perspective, and my mom knows that.
Right.
So
I say what I say it.
yeah, so I say what I say it. I'm just kidding. I love you, Mom. My dad doesn't listen to this for sure.
Damn. Are you okay? Are you good?
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, wow, there's a lot of things going on over here.
But like, yeah, so like you there's no real like example, or it's, you know, hard, at least from coming from my background, like what a relationship is outside of like media. So it was just kind of like, okay, I don't know what a relationship is. And
You
he
are playing the role of a girlfriend. You're not really being in a relationship.
Exactly. 100%. So
yeah. Still, I'll give this a 9.
Yeah.
Because it's not perfect, but it's well intentioned.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right.
Cool.
Next one.
Oh, right. So kind of more, a lot of the advice for men is in the realm of like controlling the chase and really making girls want you more, because girls don't want men like that. Ironically, poor guys. So there's like this entire idea, like this like low investment, like invest as little as possible, as little as you can at first, so that she can like prove herself and be more than, or be like basically worth your investment. Okay. So there's a 3-day rule that people
we've all heard about that.
So like once you go on a date with her, like cold shoulder it for 3 days, no contact for 3 days.
That is so wild. It's, sorry, go on, then I'll say what I have to say.
And it's like meant to be giving her like anxiety or something to like make her want you more, because if the date went good, then she'll want to like talk to you, whatever, and like you have a life,
build desire.
And it's so funny because again, men talking to men, that's how men build attraction. Good for y'all. That's how men build attraction. That's not how girls build attraction. Girls actually, it's like quite the opposite.
Yeah, don't wait 3 days. Yeah. It's so funny with that too, because I remember when I was younger, you always heard about the wait 3 days, because it was like in movies. Like even what's that one movie that I really like? He's Just Not That Into You. And in it, she was like they literally talked about, oh, like wait 3 days, like they wait 3 days till like before they call you after like going on the date or whatever. And I remember being younger and thinking like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, make him wait 3 days, make her wait 3 days. And now as like an adult who's like engaged in dating, I'm like, that is literally
3 days?
insane.
I will have a new date by then.
No,
Like,
I moved
what
on.
do you mean?
I moved. Just kidding. I literally, Matt did not text me back after a week, and and here we are.
Damn.
So worked on me.
Well, there goes everything I was having to say about it. Goodbye. Episode's over. That's that.
I'm dead.
It worked on her.
So
It worked on her.
let's actually validate that.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Clearly it worked.
Oh my god, I just kid. But though that did actually.
Yeah, ironically that happened.
But it like didn't happen. It wasn't like I was sitting by the phone for that entire week waiting for him. It was just anyway, I don't need to explain myself.
I don't need to explain myself. That's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
If you ignore women that you have a good time with, they're probably especially, oh man, like girls have so many more options than dudes
Especially nowadays,
do.
talking about
it's
dating apps, like
goodness, you're ignoring her for 3 days.
like she's already found like 10 other matches.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's not your best interest.
Exactly.
Respond. Don't be desperate.
Right. Say you
Say
had a
like,
good time.
I had a good time. I'd love to see you again. Suggest where to go next, what to do next, and plan a day. I usually do that before the date's over. I'm really gauging how the second date's going. I'm really deciding whether or not I want to see this girl again. It's really the most important thing for me specifically.
Totally.
And by the end of the day, I'm like, probably something that we were talking about during the day. There's a museum. We should go to that. Are you free Tuesday? Not Tuesday, Friday. All right, let's do that.
That's a good tactic. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I do. And
women love assertiveness, you know?
And like, it's like, sure, I'm not going to be texting her every single day. And maybe like I don't text her until like a couple days before the thing, depending on how it's going.
Right. Maybe you won't talk for 3 days after kind of confirming the second date.
But it's not like I'm intentionally ignoring her so that I get a reaction.
Yeah. Right.
Like she texts me. If she texts me during those 3 days, I'm definitely responding.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like ignoring her. Why?
Right.
Why? That's weird.
Yeah.
That's psycho behavior.
Yeah. I agree.
Sociopathic behavior. So 3-day rule, low investment ideas that are all online.
Yeah.
I'll give those like 0.
Yeah. I was going to say, I give it a 1.
Like you said, girls like when guys invest in them.
Yeah, exactly. Like it literally is counterintuitive.
People want people that
if anything,
want them.
it's like that rule's a 10 for men.
Yeah.
Like
it
if girls
better
did that,
for men.
if the girls did that to guys, yes, you make him wait a little bit.
I would give it like a 7 for men.
Like don't
I would give it like a 7 for men.
Yeah, no, I'm being a dramatic,
right.
but like it.
That is how men.
Yeah.
Give it like let that interaction breathe.
Don't be so available, you know.
And I hate that because like if you think about it, the opposite thing works for each other.
Yeah.
So how is that supposed to ever make sense? If a girl has to ignore a guy for him to like her and a guy has to pay attention to her.
Yeah.
How is that working?
Yeah.
How was that making any sense?
It's not. Because in reality, in my opinion, like you don't even think about those rules when you're actually like engaging in like a
That's also a thing.
mutual interaction.
That would have been a great conclusion to this entire episode.
Oh damn! Sorry, should I save that for the end?
I mean,
I've said it.
You already said
it.
You
I know.
said it.
Yeah.
It's something we could reiterate at the
Okay.
end. Don't forget it. What was it?
Fuck.
Yeah.
You don't. Oh, you don't
in
think
it.
about these theories when it's a mutual interaction.
But go ahead, girl. Go ahead, get down. Go ahead, get down.
Okay. The next one is one that we've actually already talked about extensively on our podcast during our dating series. And that is the 3-month rule, which is a super popular one, which essentially just talks about
After 90 days,
Yeah.
you'll know if he's into you.
exactly, you know,
You won't. You know what's funny? I don't remember anything that we said about that.
I think we essentially said from it that like there's some truth to the 3-month rule in the sense of like, yeah, as you get to know someone, they let their guard down a little bit more, and you might see a different. You probably and should be seeing more or a different side to them than when you first started dating, because you're getting to know one another and you're getting more comfortable. So if they change, sure, like that's not the bad thing. But I think what people are kind of touching on when they're talking about the 3-month rule is like dating someone for 3 months and they're like making sure that their behavior is consistent past the 3 months. So if a guy is like, you know, he is checking in with you, texts you, asks how you're doing, like on a consistent basis, makes you feel really seen, affirms you really well. And then after like 3 months, he completely switches up and is like distant and cold and wishy-washy with you. Like that's kind of more of the situation that the 3-month rule is like talking about.
Sure.
But
trying to avoid
like give it 3 months.
basing.
Yeah, give it 3 months. And if their behavior is still consistent after that, it's probably like can be trusted more likely.
Which is funny because like I said in the episode, a smart man will just wait for have you fooled because you're over here talking about, oh, he made it past the 90 days.
Yeah.
A person that's always going to be annoying will be annoying regardless. You just have to determine how long it takes for you to give him what he wants.
Yeah.
Understand what that is before you get into a situation with a person. It's not that difficult.
I like don't really know what, because like on one hand, I want to give it like a 7 because I understand the idea of like give like it time to see a person's behavior and whether it's consistent,
Right.
but also wanting to give it like a 4 because of like what you said of like if a guy is going to be shitty, he's just going
There's
to be
no
shitty.
way to guarantee a person's behavior.
Exactly. Like there's no time stamp that you can put on it.
You could wait 10 years and then all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But he was that person the entire time. You just waited 10 years to show that to you.
Right.
So
Right.
you just, I want there to be a better way to vet toxicity.
Yeah.
And there is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it right now because I can't think of anything right now.
Gotcha. But something to move
There
on.
100% is a better way to vet it. And waiting 90 days is not the best way. So I think 4 is a good place to put it. Because again, not the worst idea.
Right.
Because for most people, especially for these hyperactive people of today, 3 months is a long time to invest in someone. Most people aren't doing that if they're not serious.
Yeah.
So
This is true.
there is some truth, but if you're using it as the guarantee that they're going to be a good
Like,
person,
we made it past the 90
right,
days,
I
like the
can,
probation period.
Yeah, like no, it's like no,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree with that.
So a chill 4,
Yeah.
even 5,
Yeah.
but like mostly 4.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 4. Your turn.
Oh yeah, it is my turn. I'm like, all right, next.
Yeah. You're like,
Me.
it is you.
I like this one.
Ooh.
I know I gave it away. I'm already rating this higher than everything else, but it's like the least toxic thing I found for men on the internet. So
I know it was so funny when you were texting me about when you were doing the research for this episode. You were like,
don't have
everything
rules.
is misogynistic.
Yeah, this is all misogyny. Like, this is just misogyny.
Like this is kind of scary.
Yeah, like yikes.
Oh no.
But the left eye trick or the triangle rule to build sexual tension.
I have heard of this one.
Yeah, so like if you stare at a person's left eye for I don't know how long it was, but you stare at them for a long enough time, apparently they'll start like feeling aroused or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like a flirting tactic.
Yeah, I've never done that, and it might just come down to just like eye contact with a person that you're in a romantic context with will always build tension.
Right.
Staring at their body parts will build tension. That's just how that works.
Right.
So is
like
it really
knowing
a
that
rule?
someone's checking you out,
Exactly.
essentially.
Like, is it a rule or is it just a natural phenomenon?
Yeah.
Kind of yes and no.
It's like bringing awareness to a natural phenomenon, most
and
likely.
making it like
a thing.
a thing. So
Yeah. Because isn't it like what? You look at like the left
like you
eye.
go left, right, mouth, left. And
like
you just
this.
like kind of
Got you.
And
Got
depending
you.
on which way you do it, it's like building something, and like the other way is like
Oh,
intimacy.
wow.
Yeah, like it's a real like complex thing.
Like whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise.
No, for real. And I'm like, I don't know about all that specifically, but
there's definitely something to be said of like
eye
when you're
contact
engaging.
is useful.
Yeah.
It's a useful tool.
100%.
Most women, I have been told, love eye contact.
Yeah.
And I am incredibly bad at eye contact.
You do tend to look away when you're speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. You're aware of it. Yeah, no, I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's so like unproblematic.
Yeah, you're like, that was the one and only.
Yeah,
I was able to find for a
it's
layman.
so unproblematic, and because it's so unproblematic, I'm gonna give that one a 10. I would do that.
Yeah, that is a 10 for sure. I
would
agree.
do that.
I agree
Jesus
with
Christ,
that. That is that's finally found a wholesome one for men. Oh my gosh. And even I don't know. I don't want to burst the bubble, but like even that one's like a okay.
Don't burst the bubble, please. We have literally nothing else.
Okay, it's a 10.
Okay.
It's a 10.
It's okay.
It's a
but
10.
say it so I can see what you're saying.
No, but I don't think I'm bursting the bubble the way that you think it is. I'm not bursting, like it's still a 10, but it's like the one good one that you found for men is one that's like it's like a genderless kind of one. It's very like genderless. Like yeah, women, but like really anyone.
I don't know if men are affected by that the same way.
Oh, interesting.
So that would be a question for the man. If you're a guy, are you like into eye contact like that? If a girl's staring at you in your eyes, you find that like arousing? I don't know.
I feel like yes.
For me, I find it a little off-putting depending. Because usually it's those girls that are trying to be sexy. If you're trying to be sexy, are you sexy?
Yeah.
But if you're
like you're saying,
intense,
it's like a natural fun. Like I feel like when you're naturally kind of giving like that eye contact with a guy, you touch their arm, like you do like guys, I think they're into it.
Maybe I'm just like, never mind. That's a completely
Yeah,
different
we can
idea.
ask the masses. Yeah, but I think yes. All right, last one for me.
Last one for her, baby.
Is the 10-minute rule.
Okay.
Which is so dumb. I'm sorry. So again, if you'll know my rating.
Right.
Essentially, like when you show up for a date with a guy, to show up like 10 minutes late. And that is supposed to like build some sort of attraction. Show up like 10 minutes late is literally like such a normal amount of time to be.
What I'm saying, I was like 10 minutes. Like I probably wouldn't even notice that you're late. That's the thing. We're in California, fam.
Right.
10 minutes is nothing.
Right. Like we have LA traffic.
Right.
Like
I'm getting off the freeway. I'm on my way there. I'm so sorry.
I'm parking.
Right.
Like parking's always like difficult.
I couldn't find you. I'm like looking in the restaurant. I have to use the bathroom.
Right.
There's so many reasonable excuses for why a person could be 10 minutes late. Like who actually comes to a date like on the dot?
Right.
That's a little.
It's like I don't know. It is kind of just like silly. Like maybe like I can understand maybe 15 minutes. I think like the thinking behind it is that like you are showing, make him wait on you. Like show that you're not like kind of what we're saying of like not being too available.
Right. Show me that you don't respect my time.
Right.
That'll help you 100%.
Yeah. And I can see it from the perspective though of like showing up 10 minutes late so that you aren't the first person there.
So like you approach him versus like him coming up on you.
Something feels right about the guy getting there first and the girl meeting the guy there. Something feels right about that scenario to me. So I can maybe understand it from that perspective.
Sure, but that's not how they presented it.
No.
Like show less so he likes you more. Huh?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Honestly, what would make more sense would be to like leave, like have like a timestamp for like when to cut the date short.
Don't show up late, leave early.
Yeah,
don't
like
show
2 hours in, be like, okay, I have to go. I have my friends. I have other plans like after this.
It's my friend's graduation.
Yeah. Like it was great meeting you. I have to go to my next spot.
That will work way better than being late. Because
if
a person like really aggressively late enough for me to be like, wow, she's late. I'm annoyed.
Right.
Already. I'm not going.
It's not hot.
Yeah. I'm like, ew.
It's kind of actually off-putting.
You don't have good time management.
Right.
That's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not in your best interest.
Yeah.
I do like that correction that you made because yeah. It does something because having a girl just like wait there is kind of
be the one to wait while the guy is like showing up. Yeah, something.
So maybe so let me just completely flip that 100% around.
We're gonna change the theory.
Instead of that, like how about men show up 10 minutes early so that the girl doesn't have to wait for you. Pick a time, show up 10 minutes. That's what I do just naturally, but I never thought of it as a rule.
Right.
But I always just felt in my soul that I should be there first.
Yes. I do like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna rate like the 10-minute late theory as like a 3. I don't think it's like that. Like I think if a girl like thinks that it's gonna do something and she shows up 10 minutes late, I think it's like fairly harmless because like we were saying, 10 minutes is so
Right.
negligible.
But if a girl does that, if a girl like does that because she believes it, I question her mental stability.
I get questioned the things that she's like grasping onto
Right.
to think that will like work, you know.
Chronically online, scary. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a 1, but I like the perspective that you gave, so that bumps it up to like a 6 or a 7 for me.
Yeah, if it was that.
If it was that, then
It
it's
would be
a
like
7,
a-
but
yeah.
how they presented it, 100% 1.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That's rough. All right, Jem.
Last and relatively not least, the player theory.
I already hate it. What is it?
Because girls like players too.
No!
Hey.
This
Bubba
song
dubba
ruined
dubba
us.
dubba. Hey.
It's the reason why.
No, they say girls is players too.
Oh, girl. Oh, okay.
That's what she
Yeah.
says.
Girl boss.
The switch up. The immediate switch
I just like
up.
being annoying.
That's so crazy.
I just like being annoying.
Essentially, the more girls that you have around you, the more girls will want to be around you. And
Okay.
that, I think, stems from the bowels of male idealism. Kind of like if you think about like what men find attractive, really like muscular bodybuilding type motherfuckers versus like how they're presented on like people's magazines, like Cosmopolitan. They're very nice and soft and gentle, masculine, but in a soft and like gentle way.
Yeah.
It's probably something like that.
Like, oh yeah,
Men-
like seeing a dude with like a bunch of girls
Yeah,
around
that's
her.
really attractive to other men. But I don't know how many women will see that and be like, I want this. I want to marry this dude.
Right.
Because of all the girls around him.
Right.
You know? There is this idea that a lot of the red pill people like to talk about, which is pre-selection. And it's a term that I think is taken really out of context.
Okay.
Where it's there. Well, what pre-selection is that a girl's more likely to go to a man that's been vetted by other women, right? Because there's like a safety
that was
there.
literally what I was thinking.
And that's true. If your friend introduces you to a guy, you're more willing to like give him the time of day because you don't have to worry about whether or not this dude, or like you're not worried about whether or not this dude is like psycho or not, because
Right.
your friend like already like did that for you. Versus random strangers at the bar, you're always going to be like a, why are you talking to me? Who are you? What's going on?
Totally.
But if there's with a group of girls, then you're less likely to be like, oh, this guy is like weird or creepy or whatever.
Yeah, or
right?
like dangerous or yeah.
Exactly. So there is that, but then they take it and then like they put it to the nth degree, and it's
They
like,
always take it too far.
no, like you need a bunch of like side pieces.
Is that why
and-
they always have a ton of women like those podcasts, those like red pill podcasts, and they have like just a round table of women?
I think like that's a little different in the sense
okay.
that one, it makes for good content too.
Gotcha.
And or 1, 2, it's their audience.
Oh, gotcha.
It gives them more credibility if they can get a lot of girls around them, because the audience wants to see men that can get girls.
Ah,
right?
gotcha.
So
Yeah.
This is who the audience is for.
Yeah.
But those girls are dumb. Anyways, neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's like a variance of that, because they're like, oh, if I just have a bunch of women and women like me and I'm like hooking up with a bunch of girls, then I can easily have other like attractive women. And I will say from experience, attractive women demand exclusivity
Yeah.
because they
Right.
think they're hot shit. And they
Right.
are hot shit. So
Right.
they're not going to share you with other people.
No,
No
definitely
matter
not.
what these people tell you.
Yeah.
Unless you're like crazy like top of the thing where it's like
Yeah.
you can have a wife, be a celebrity, be like a multi-billionaire, and then like have your little escorts on the side, like whatever. Bill Gates does it. What's his face did it. It is what it is.
Jeff
you're
Bezos.
you're not Bill Gates. You're not Jeff Bezos. To think
Yeah.
that you can live their life is unrealistic.
100%.
And most people, if you like are just like this normal dude, maybe you're making above 6 figures, you're attractive, you're this, that, and the other. Chances are, if you get a girl that's attractive enough to like entice you, you're not going to be able to like cheat on her.
Yeah.
You know, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Pre-selection or not.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think like my brain like sort of immediately went to like, okay, what's like the context around like all these girls being around this dude? And one being like kind of like I guess literally, which is, I'm assuming this is what the theory is more so saying, because it's called the player theory. Like you have all these girls around that want you, so that makes a girl that you want think that you're more desirable than you are. And that just not like, if a girl sees that you have all of these girls all up in your shit who want you, like, and are going after you, or you are presenting it in that way, it's not as like appealing to the woman as you might think. But then my brain then went to the other side of like, okay, well, what if you're like a dude with just like girl friends, like girl space friends, and that being more like, okay, like
He's a person that can get along with women,
right? Exactly.
So there is like,
it's just like, but the difference is like presenting these women, you like intentionally trying to present these women as like, oh, I have all these girls who want to like, yeah, exactly. I have all these options versus like, I can form like non-sexual, non-romantic, like
female interaction.
Yeah. With people, with women, which is like a very different, like, okay, that's good to know. Right. But I'm assuming because it's called the player theory that it's the former.
It's the former. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, it's a hard.
And I will also say that it's like that does work, but it's who it's working on.
Right.
Though you're probably getting people that are younger, a little bit more naive. People that are like 25 and above aren't really falling for that.
That sounds like work. I'm not going to work for your attention, my guy. Like you have to work for mine.
You are like, is that the type of girl that you really want, like long term?
Yeah.
No. And if that's your goal, I mean, by all means. That's your thing. But like, as a dating rule, as a like for a long-term relation, as a meaningful interaction type of vibe, nah, I'm gonna have to give that one like probably like a 3.
A 3.
I'm because like there's validity in it, but it's like, would I do it? Nah.
Yeah.
Like, do I listen to that? No.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a 1 to 2 for me. Probably like more like a 1. Like I just don't see like the utility in it, like that, like perspective. Unless, like I said, but like if you are on the other end of just naturally having friends who are girls, you're not thinking about it like that. Exactly. You know, you just.
And so then that also comes down to like putting things into words and like making these like natural phenomenon like theories that people like if you have to look at this and look it up as a theory, you're not the guy that it applies to. Right. So
I'm gonna give her a 1 for sure.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Those were all of our dating theories.
Do you want to rank them since we rated them all?
Rank it?
We could.
Well, we did kind of already. We gave the eye contact, triangle eye contact theory a 10. So that's definitely number 1. And then we gave the guy you meet at 19 a 9. So that's number 2.
So the left eye trick, the guy you meet at 19, the red nail theory.
Yes.
90-day rule. And then I'll do the 10-minute rule.
Then I think Hollow Weekend after that, or
Hollow Weekend, player theory, 3-day rule.
What did we rank? What did I rank like a negative 5,000?
That was the
treat her like a 10-year-old. Yeah, that's number at the bottom of the freaking barrel.
Not even on the.
It's not even in this world. List. It's in hell.
Yeah.
In the bottom of hell, the lake of fire.
Oof, okay. All right. She doesn't want to be babied.
Yeah, clearly.
It's okay. She knows going to baby you. You're fine. Why are you so angry?
Why are you so upset? I don't want to be seen as a child.
Really?
No. I don't. I want to be respected in a relationship. Thank you.
You don't want to be babied at all?
I said, do you see how I changed my phrasing?
I did.
I said, I don't want to be seen as a child.
But like, see, so how can you be babied without being seen as a child?
Well,
or
when I'm
like, with the associations of childishness.
Well, like that's the thing though, is like you do want to be taken care of by your partner, and your partner to like, you want to take care of your partner. You want your partner to want to take care of you. So it's kind of like a mutual thing, right? I want like when I'm like in like having like a really bad day for you to like make me dinner, like give me.
You know how many times I really cradle women like this?
I love some head scratches, like, you know, to take care of me and like to emotionally support me in that moment. And I would want to do that for
so why
my
do we
partner
call
as well.
It babying.
Maybe we should change the terminology of it for sure. But like it just be what it be, okay? It's definitely like, right, you're just supporting and taking care of your partner. It's not actually, you probably call it babying because you're in that moment like
being very childlike.
Well, as the partner, you're being very like nurturing to them in that moment because they need
like
some
a
nurturing.
Mother to a
yes,
child.
But it's different when you're being literally viewed as a child versus like respected
like
as a human
mom,
and an adult who exactly like there's a line here.
I know the line. I'm just being annoying.
Yeah, we know.
Hey, yeah.
But
what did you say? You said something really good in the middle of that.
I said that it's funny, like now reading all these theories and the fact that if you were actually engaging in a mutual interaction, that none of these things would really be on your mind to this aggressive degree.
Yeah, as a person who's dated as much as we have, like never once.
I never thought of like these things just kind of will happen naturally, you know,
or
like
not
happen at all, right? Like you will not see
really trying to like interact with human beings,
right?
And not trying to present.
I'm not playing
theory.
This like game where I'm like, all right, now like
eye trick.
It's not like Battleship, right? Like you're not like playing like a game. Like they make this move, I make the, you know what I mean? So,
and if you are doing that, stop.
Yeah, let loose, you know, let go and let God.
Got it?
That's what I've been saying.
For sure.
I love saying that.
For sure. Let go and let God.
Let go and let God.
No, yeah,
you know,
for real.
because
For real.
you are really thinking way too hard about the wrong things,
about the weirdest things,
like the most like minuscule things that you just need to let naturally flow.
And that's a good point too, right? Because I think the internet is a place where these things pop up because there is like no actual real human interaction. So people just like festering in their rooms and they're like hypothesizing.
Right. They're creating like,
what
there's
could
all this
possibly
discourse
be.
and like, let's go meta on this and like
people
really
are always
dissect.
trying to find new ways, like make them feel better about like trying. And honestly, you just got to try.
Yeah.
The more you try, the more likely you are to succeed.
Yes.
But if you're just in there looking at things and trying to be something without participating in the actual actual flow of human interaction, you're never going to meet a person that you can even talk about these things with.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I was looking at the player theory and I like try to like put myself like, nah,
Sir.
man. Like, come on.
Like it's not that serious.
It's not that serious. It's not that deep.
Exactly.
Let the people that you're talking to decide how they want to be interacted with. Because like you said, when you're in that, people will tell you what they want. Or show you what they want. Or things work on some people that don't work on other people. And you just kind of have to go with the fizzo, you know what I mean?
Go with the fizzo. Yeah. I agree.
But I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah, let's close her out. Follow us on all these social medias at we.theintellectuals, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Very fun. Jem is very excited about editing YouTube videos. So please watch our long form videos because
so cool.
Jem is having so much fun with it.
You can watch the progression of how they go.
Yeah.
Because I try to make at least like a couple things better every time.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%.
We also have I also made another channel for like shorter long form. So there's like the full episodes and there's also like little mini clips if you just want like
a 10-minute, like 5-minute like situation.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So, are there any other theories that you guys know of? Let us know.
Let us know.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
What has worked for you? What would you like look at when you were dating? If you're dating, are you in a relationship? Apparently the 3-day rule worked for her. That was random. So it was kind of like a
fluke.
Thing, so.
For
Who
sure.
knows? Who knows what's happening in the dating world? I do. So let me know what you know so we can chat about it.
Yes.
But yeah, there's not really much else to say. We're moving into the end of the year, almost a full year podcasting.
Yes.
Thinking about podcasting from January till now. So.
Yes. Yeah, we were fully 6 months of planning the podcast before we started releasing it. So yeah, it's about to be a year. Very exciting stuff.
So cool.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. But until then, I'm Jem.
And I'm Renee.
And we're the intellectuals signing off until next time.
Bye.